here to this region, but through it all, we have risen above. Through our flannel nights, flashing their willow and leather, these keepers of the flame must feel our undying love. This Caribbean nation is rising fast, a sunbeam cutting through a clouded past. A passion fills the world like a raging fire. As the sun shines, you know we can take it higher. Let every voice be raised. Everybody give praise. Rally, rally round the West Indies, now and forever. Rally, rally round the West Indies, now and
शांति भूमि तारै पहाड हिमाल अखण्ड यो प्यारो हाम्रो मातृभूमि नेपाल बहु जाति भाषा धर्म संस्कृति छ विशाल अग्रगामी राष्ट्र हाम्रो जय जय नेपाल.
We are closer to the start of the first and historic T20 international between the West Indies and Nepal. As a reminder, the anthems have been completed. It is the cricketing anthem of the West Indies and the national anthem of Nepal. The fans are turned up here in their numbers once again. UAE flag, of course, here in Sharjah. It is such a historic cricketing venue, going back decades for one-day internationals. And just a correction on the West Indies team as well. Casey Carty is the man in, not Karima Gore. Karima Gore will have to wait a little bit longer. He's, of course, played for the United States of America, born in the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean, and has returned home and is in this tour, Carlos, for the, just set up the context of this series for viewership.
I think for Nepal it means a lot beyond the boundary. With everything that's going on in Nepal, sport is always a pick-me-up of sorts, and the Nepal cricket team has been that sense of glory and pride for the Nepalese for the last, I would say, 4 to 5 years, and it stretches way beyond that. You only need to look to social media to see how many fans turn up in Kathmandu, how well they're supported. For the West Indies, however, there's a cohort in India in Test cricket, but these guys have so much to prove. You look to the likes of a Jason Holder, who also has a lot to prove, albeit how much he's done in the game so far. Someone like a Kyle Mears, Akil Hossain, elder statesmen who'd be here trying to shepherd a quite young team. And obviously those young players, they're now trying to make the name, and they'd want to ensure that they leave here with their heads held high They'd want to challenge all the things that they've been working on at the levels below, at the highest level, international level. And these guys are no pushovers. They will give you a challenge. And I foresee this series being a competitive one. It's not necessarily 18 versus 6 as the rankings would say. It's a very competent Nepalese team and a West Indies team still, with the players on the field with a lot to prove.
A safe shake. A strike rate of 118. He'll be hoping to pump that up in this series, or try. And captain for the first time of the West Indies, Akeal Hussain, a specialist bowling in the power play in this format of the game, and he's got a deep backward square leg and a deep mid-wicket in place. What you'll see from him, a number of arm balls that supplement the ball that turns from leg to off. Slip in place in calmness. A lot of it will attempt to be stump to stump bowling. Little grip off the surface there.
Yeah, and I heard him speaking about it being a little bit dry and hoping that he can bowl first to try to use whatever the pitch would have to offer, expecting that when the lights come into effect and they get a little bit of dew, that takes his spinners out of the equation.
Close, close. If you don't know him, you have to watch for that arm ball that swings back in.
It's dangerous. This is his most dangerous delivery in my view. Sets you up with one that looks like a traditional off spinner, and then he swings it back, attempting to go through the gate.
Nepal are away and the crowd cheers.
It's very interesting as well, the field that they have set deep square, deep mid-wicket, as you alluded to. Normally you find one of the deep fielders being back, straight back. And I just think the majority of Nepalese batters are shorter in stature, better square of the wicket. And you're probably saying, if that's where you prefer to go, you have to hit it over the fielder to get a boundary in the power play.
Both batters, Asif Sheikh and Bertel, who is a reputation and building and burgeoning a reputation as an aggressive opening batter, struggled against the West Indies A team that went to Nepal last year. And his form in internationals, reasonable.
It's also such a mental game, as you would know, Bishop. You have this reputation of being aggressive, ultra aggressive at times. You come against opposition that you think should be better than you are. Sometimes you have to get over that mental hurdle and back your ability, back your process, regardless of the opposition.
Arm ball again, arm ball again. You have to look very, very closely for the seam up versus the seam that oscillates. 2 without loss.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Series, Rohit Podell spoke glowingly at the toss about how pleased his team are to be taking part in this Unity Cup, and the very experienced Jason Holder. He has a deep point, which has become almost customary, not for all, but for so many new ball bowlers.
Yeah, there was an era where it'd be short, well, third man, and it would be deep square. And then you realize a lot of batters would just rock on the front foot and play a traditional drive, and once it beat the infield, it was 4. We have a look at the pitch again. It looks a beautiful one. There's a cover in the grass, and we hope that keeps it together throughout the contest. And I think bowlers started to realize, if I bowl my best ball just on top of off, just outside, good length, and players get forward and play almost a defensive shot, it's a boundary in the power play. How can I force them to have to do something outside of the norm? So now they have to open the face a little bit more, potentially get a little bit closer to it, and then it brings your slip into play, and it also makes your short third a little bit of a catch at a deep gully.
100%. You see Jason Holder incrementally pulling his length back after the first 2 shots wide of the crease, but more of a good length for that third delivery, taking the drive away for the moment unless he sees it swinging. Nice use of the feet. First boundary of the contest for Bertel. Brave shot, maybe squeezed off the outer half of the bat.
Use of the feet. He wants to get the game going. He's found a way to beat the man at short third, and he's had enough on it to get to the boundary.
Length has come back there, which is quite predictable after the first couple of deliveries, and he's a tall man, which is not saying a lot with you and I, Carlos. Can get the ball to shape out, but use that bounce.
Yeah, he's adjusted well. Through the first one, did a safe, he'll get any swing. And then you see in that occasion what we spoke about, that man at short third potentially being a catcher and forcing the batters to do something.
Good run. Good run. 2 overs completed, 8 without loss.
Fair and Handsome बनेको छ Smart and Handsome brightening cream and face wash with nature and science. Natsai reduces dark spots, gives instant brighter look. Smart and Handsome.
हरेक दिन
handsome code.
हामी हौ KIEC अब्रोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसन को लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम. अस्ट्रेलिया, UK, US, क्यानाडा, न्युजिल्यान्ड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई? आउने हैन त KIEC.
Without never having led at this level. Gone. First one. Gone. Captain strikes. He does it so often in this phase of the game in T20 internationals.
One of the best new ball bowlers in the world, like you were saying. He builds pressure. He keeps the ball in and around that area. Subtle changes of pace. Sometimes turn, sometimes swing. But he always asks questions, and he always forces you to make a decision. The wrong decision on this occasion by Kushal Bertel. He goes for 6, Nepal, 8 for 1.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप.
One again, boys. There we go, boys. There we go.
That's all T20.
Come wrong. Okay, right. Yeah.
Captain Rohit Paudel
keep
in at
that,
3. was very good against the West Indies A-team, leading run scorer last year in Nepal. There was a noise, but I think it was speculative rather than expectant. And I think it was the arm ball again from Akil Hussain. Yeah, arm ball wide of the crease. Bertel probably premeditating his advance rather than picking pace and style of delivery.
Right, left up and drill. Two of you. Yeah.
Amir Jangu behind the stumps, couldn't get enough on it. Obed McCoy doing the cleaning up. For Jangu, how big an occasion, Carlos?
Yeah, massive opportunity for him with the gloves, but also with the bat. I think he's someone who's a very flexible batter. He's left-handed. There's a proliferation of left-hand middle-order batters in the West Indies now. But you think of his dexterity to bat at the top, not sure where he bats today, but his dexterity to bat at the top or the middle, a good player of spin. He's someone that could be a real asset moving forward.
Oh, yes, Akil. Good spin, Akil, good spin. Keep going. Spin one pass, Akil. Come on. Very well ball, Akil. Very well ball, Akil.
A single gathered.
What I like about this dismissal is I feel as though Bertel was almost duped into using his feet. You think about what the options that Akil was saying, maybe walk across and go leg side. But they've blocked deep square, they've blocked deep mid wicket, they've asked him, use your feet and go downtown. I dare you to. He did, and he lost his wicket.
Successful over for Akil Hussain, 12 for 1.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Three T20s, one tonight, and then the 29th and the 30th of this month. Jason Holder. It's high. It's a chance. And Casey Carty takes it, and another opportunity or effort to use the feet by the batter following Bertel's dismissal. And Carty made it look maybe a little more challenging.
Once again, good planning from the West Indies, asking the Nepalese batters to go downtown. The very good square of the wicket. How's your straight game? Another challenge laid down and another challenge lost. Casey Carty with should have been a relatively easy catch, and first wicket in the series for Jason Holder, big one for him. Asif Sheikh going for 3, 12 for 2 Nepal.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप।
Kushal Malla at one stage, the youngest player to debut in T20 internationals for Nepal at the age of 15 against Zimbabwe. And a little bit of swing there. How crucial a toy is this? You said it for Jason Holder, given all his experience.
Yeah, I think his tour is important for two reasons. One, his reintegration into the West Indies team. He's still been playing T20, but he wants to provide a body of work in West Indies colours more recently to move on to play ODI cricket again and eventually Test cricket. He said it publicly. And it's tours like these where I feel senior players are so important. You have 4 guys making the debut, another potential 2 or 3 that can make the debut over the next couple of games. Jason Holder is a model professional. He's someone who, when you look at how he lives his life off of the field, how he trains, how he interacts with the CEO versus the janitor, he's someone that you'd want around. And if he can obviously nail his personal performance, but added to that, usher in the next age of West Indies cricketers, I think this is an important series for those 2 reasons.
Yeah, I tend to agree. He'll be another leader for Akil Hussain to lend an ear to. And of course, Rohit talked about the fact that he felt batting first led to more wins here at Sharjah in recent times. And the numbers confirm his theory in 2025. Batting first has won 8 T20 internationals here, batting second 2. Never forgot that first World Cup game for Nepal in Texas last year when they played, I think it was Netherlands. The fans that turned up there set the tone for the entirety of the World Cup. They came out in numbers, in force, and created an atmosphere that was unforgettable. Really fell further in love with Nepalese cricket and the Nepalese people during that World Cup and that leg in the USA. And they've got some skills on field to back it up as well. Nice shot. Bigger boundary over there, but can't be hauled in. Lovely shot for Malla to get on his way. 4 overs gone, 18 for 2.
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? Well, we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
Not just for the cricket team, but for the country as well. Stuff of dreams for people right the way across the beautiful Himalayan nation. With just the 2 men that they would like out there right now, Rohit Paudel, the captain, and the returning Kushal Malla. As I wish a very warm welcome and good evening to Paresh Lahani.
Good evening, Lenny, and good evening, everybody. Nepal losing 2 wickets inside the power play. Kushal Malla, he was not in the squad for the Scotland tour, but making his comeback in the top end series in Australia. The 2 batters out, Kushal Patel and Asif Sheikh, the 2 openers, trying to play the same shot coming down the track.
Yeah, the threat has come from Akil Hussain and the experience of Jason Holder. 2 fine players, whatever the level. whatever the format, but Akil Hussein's threat here in the power play, maybe the foremost left-arm spinner that's used in these first 6 overs of any T20 international cricket. Finds the gap but won't find the rope. He'll pick up a single. Good start from Kushal Malla.
Yeah, we can see lots of Nepali fans. There's the 2 wickets coming down the track. Didn't read the ball. It was an arm ball, seam-up delivery by Akil Hussain. And the next one again coming down the track. Asif Sheikh couldn't get hold of it. Straight to Karti at mid-on.
Oh, the attempt of the reverse sweep, but that's off the bat or maybe the glove. Plenty of experience out there in the middle as well. Buddy Pradhan, he immediately shakes the head and says not out. First instinct, good decision, yes, off the bat.
Yes, it was off the gloves. Akil Hussain was very certain that it was off the pad.
Again, the arm ball. Powell wants the single, but rightly sent back. And a swift piece of work in the covers will probably send us upstairs and have a look at the third umpire's decision. It's known as a real strength for Nepal, the speed between the wickets. But just as well, the Kushal Malla sent his skipper back. Did he get home, Paresh?
Looking at his body language, he looks okay, but it's all going to be in the replay. I think he's made it. Yes, he has. That was a very good call by Kushal Malla, sending his captain back.
Yeah, just as well, Malla had the presence of mind to say to his skipper, no. We saw real growth, didn't we, for Kushal Malla through the inaugural Nepal Premier League last year. Given one of the 8 captaincy roles. Confirmation on the big screen there. But it is indeed not out, much to the delight of the thousands of Nepalese fans who are piling in here to Sharjah. Probably 5, 6, maybe 7,000 or so expected for the opening night. Yet another arm ball, speared in, angled in. Nepal cannot get to grips with Akil Hussain right now. It's 20 for 2.
Hi, I'm Ronishma. Pura नाम भन्यो भने सोशल मिडियामा स्टक गर्छौ। तर अहिले मलाई मेरो करियरमा फोकस गर्नु छ र हजुरहरूले पनि गर्नुपर्छ किनभने जानु छ अब्रॉड जस्तै अस्ट्रेलियामा डेटा साइन्स, युएसए मा आईटी या युके मा बिजनेस। त्यसैले ग्लोबल रिचलाई गर्नुहोस् राइट स्वाइप। कहाँ पढ्नुहुन्छ, के पढ्नुहुन्छ, कुन युनिभर्सिटी, भिजा कसरी, सबै ग्लोबल रिचले हेर्छ।
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
For consecutive appearances at the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, Nepal, they're going to Oman after this series. They're going to play 2 warm-up matches. And then from the 8th of October, the real thing begins. The T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers. Top 3 will qualify for the next year's T20 World Cup.
It's going to be a huge tournament, that the first time that the 2 regions have been put together. And here is one of the 4 debutants, young Raymond Simmons. Immediately cut away, but there is protection out there. He was given his cap by Carlos Brathwaite. It will have been a big moment for the young Bayesian. 4 debutants, not 4 international debutants, because remember Kareem Agor, of course, has played for the United States of America, but having been born in the Bronx in New York, he will get his chance to represent West Indies in due course, not capped tonight. We'll probably get his chance later in the series, but 4 other debutants. Amir Jangu, young Akeem August, who a lot are talking about the left-hander as being maybe the most prodigious of the talents. The TNT leg spinner Naveen Badesi, and then the left arm seamer that we're watching here. He went quite well in the CPL, Raymond Simmons. Beats the outside edge. Paresh, can you get across maybe the sense of the importance of this week for people in Nepal, given a month that nobody's going to forget?
Yes, it was a very difficult situation in Nepal for the last 10 to 15 days. But this cup is going to be very important, this series, to unite the country. In the meanwhile, Roy Podell just beaten outside the off stump, trying to fish the ball.
It's a shot, it's a trademark shot that Rohit Powdell loves. Those that were part of the West Indies A tour of Kathmandu last year, they'll have been having nightmares about that one, because Powdell was the top scorer in that series. He's at it again, and he plays it ever so well.
The key to the shot was the head was very still. Watched the ball hit the bat, played it very fine towards fine leg for a boundary. Rohit scored a century and 250s in the series against West Indies A last year, the 5 T20 series.
Yeah, and I think there's a great relationship, isn't there, building up between the Cricket Association of Nepal and Cricket West Indies. Whipped away with real quality. Not quite the first maximum, just one bounce and 4 makes it back-to-back boundaries. And the noise starts to reach fever pitch levels here in Sharjah.
That was picked up very nicely on the legs by Rohit Podell, the captain of Nepal. Pick-up shot towards square leg. There's no fielder in the boundary line. Much needed back-to-back boundaries for Podell. It's very important for Rohit to stay there till the end. Kushal Malla, we know that he can hit the ball hard, he can hit out of the ground, but he's 7 of 6, whereas Podell is 13 of 13.
Well, if you close your eyes, you might think right now you're in Kathmandu, because the noise is starting to echo around the chambers of this historic ground. There's been more international cricket played here than any other venue in the world, and it's very fitting that it is here that we are seeing the first ever international series between these two sides. So much work has gone in from the men you heard before the start of the match, from the president of the Cricket Association of Nepal, Chatur Bahadur Chand, from the secretary there, you can see him second from the top right of your shot, Paras Khadka. I don't think they've slept much over the last couple of weeks, but the job they've done in terms of pulling this series together, quite phenomenal. The first of many, let's hope. Just a flick of the pad, no, says the umpire, and the arms are extended, given as a wide.
Let's look at the replay. Ball down the leg side. I think it's going down the leg side. The two most experienced umpires of Nepal, Buddhi Bahadur Pradhan and Durganath Subedi, are the infield umpire.
Oh, big wide this one, and Rohit Powdell says quite fancy the strike and a bit more of that. That's gone significantly from the hand. Probably looking to go tight to leg stump. It's closer to the guideline on the leg side. Free runs that the Nepal fans love.
Yes, that was very wide. The ball didn't control. The square leg umpire is Buddhi Bahadur Pradhan, and the umpire in front is Durganath Subedi, the most experienced umpires of Nepal. TV umpire Vinay Kumar Jha from Nepal. Reserve umpire Akbar Ali.
Oh, fantastic, all three of the primary umpires from Nepal for this home series in essence. Whipped away, but there is protection out there. This will just be a single. And the critical final over the power play goes for 14. Nepal just starting to grow their first innings. It's 34 for 2. end of the power play. 14 overs remain in this first innings. Remember, if you're just tuning in, a warm welcome to all watching Kantapur Max back there in Nepal. Of course, on the Sony channels there in India as well, but critically, big thanks to the routine of Nepal Bandit team as well, who are broadcasting this online as Fabian Allen comes into the attack. And to commemorate today's match, they're actually celebrating the launch of their routine of Middle East page. It's a very popular page there, keeps all the facts and information. It was so critical across the course of the last month as well. So our thanks to the routine and Nepal Bandit team for their support. What a series, what an occasion, Paresh.
Yes, it sure is. And very thanks to Cricket Association of Nepal and Cricket West Indies to have come up with this bilateral series in Sharjah. Rohit Patel is the third highest run getter in the T20 International for Nepal.
Now, this is one of the reasons why Kushal Malla has been brought back into the side. I think some thought he was unlucky to miss out on that tour of Scotland, not necessarily in the ODIs, but in the T20I format where he's got such a prodigious strike rate and he can get it up over 150, 160. He'll be looking to take on the left arm spin, the ball turning into him. And he loves hitting down the ground. Just one bounce and it flies for 4. It's the return, the rebirth here of Kushal Malla. He's into double figures.
That was hit very hard by Kushal Malla, straight down the ground. A bit in the air, hit it straight. Didn't go to the mid-wicket region. That is why he connected it so well.
Pumped down the ground again, but long off reads it nicely to keep it to just a single. A big boost, I think, and a good call from Stuart Law and the selectors to get Kushal Malla back into the side. Still in the early stages of the Law era, everyone adored the Nepal fans, the Monty Desai era, the tales of the 11 wins from 12, the heroics in Kathmandu and here in Dubai, and going to a first Asia Cup and back to the World Cup. But Stuart Law's in place now. I don't think you could argue with the squad that he has here. It's definitely Nepal's best one.
Yes, it is, and there's the head coach Stuart Law and the assistant coach Gyanendra Malla, the former captain of Nepal. They are very good players.
An aggressively run single, but Powdell is ever so quick. Him and Irie, you won't see quicker in the World Game. It's 41 for 2. Change of bowling. We'll see Obed McCoy come in. That's the batters that we see to come. Probably Sundeep Jura in next, but again, it may depend upon whether it's the right-hander or the left-hander that falls, because Gulshan Jha, well, continues to astound, doesn't he? Such a quality player in so many ways. Probably bowling a little bit less than you would have thought. Speaking of legends, Binod Das in the top right of your frame, the former national team captain, now the cricket manager of the Cricket Association of Nepal. I think he certainly hasn't been getting much sleep the last few weeks as well. A Trojan effort from everyone involved. So one left arm seamer will replace the other. Plenty of quality in this West Indies side, despite some of the big names missing. Obed McCoy, with all of his slower balls and variations, will be difficult for Nepal to play. They've recovered from losing the two openers. How do you assess their position right now?
I think it's a decent position for Nepal. These two guys slowly. McCoy has played more than 40 T20 internationals for West Indies.
gets the outside edge, maybe just rushes Powell a touch for pace. You think about the start of the series, all of the nerves, you could almost feel it, couldn't you? Not just from the players, but the fans checking their vision. Is this real? Is this a fever dream here in Sharjah? So having lost the openers, having got themselves into a tricky position, there's a good partnership just building up here. It's worth 30 off 27. But now they've got to start assessing in these middle overs as to where they can get to with 5 to go to drive home a 150, 160 plus score. Because the reality is they're going to need that kind of a total, aren't they, to have a realistic chance of opening the series with a win.
They need at least above 140 to have a chance to go at West Indies, because they are very power hitters. They are known for power hitting. That is what Rohit Paudel mentioned in one of his interviews about West Indies.
The average first inning score here actually up over 170, but the good trend for Nepal this year, there's been a lot of T20s here, the likes of the Asia Cup. We also saw a really good series for UAE taking on Afghanistan and Pakistan here. Good trend is of the 10 games played this year, 8 of them have been won by the side batting first, but average first innings total up over 170, 175, so they've got to get into some kind of a position to launch in the last 5. We know the power they possess. Gulshan Jah can clear the ropes. Dipender Singh Airi can clear the ropes. One of only 5 international cricketers to hit 6 sixes in an over. Even Nandan Yadav, all the way down at number 7, certainly very capable. And God knows where Karen KC is going to come in, the folk hero himself. Those who watch the scenes in Scotland won't forget his potential with the bats.
I think the ball bounced a bit low, got the toe end of the bat. Kushal Malla tried to play that down to extra cover. Nepal squad, Sundeep Zora the batter, Kushal Bhutel, Arif Sheikh is also a very good batsman, in good form as well. Lokesh Bum, Asif Sheikh, he's already out. Rohit Paudel, Mohammad Adil Alam, he's making his comeback in the series. Dipender Singh Airi, the fastest T20I, 50 for him.
It's a slower ball. I think it was picked, in fairness to Malla, but McCoy outstretches a right arm. Yeah, you look at the kind of depth and the strength of that Nepal squad, there's no doubt that there's plenty of all-round options. Good stop this one from McCoy. And you think about the number of skills they have, there's probably 7, 8, 9 bowlers in each 11 that they field, because particularly the growth of Kushal Bhurtel's bowling with his leg spin, and with no Lamachani in the 11 today, he'll have to fulfill that wrist spin role. Rohit Paudel is capable if there's left-handers in there with his off breaks.
Drag and drop it under sources.
It's a good over, great start from Obed McCoy, just the one run off the bat in the over. It's 43 for 2.
I'll just drag it and drop it under the sources there.
हामी हौ KIEC अपलोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसनको लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम। अस्ट्रेलिया, UK, US, क्यानाडा, न्युजिल्यान्ड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई? आउने हैन त KIEC।
.43 for 2. West Indies won, but toss elected to bowl first. Rohit Paudel 18, Kushal Malla on 12. Question asked. I wonder if the helmet was impacted there by that.
Half-hearted appeal, you'll have to say. An easy decision there by Buddhi Pradhan. Some rebuilding here for Nepal, 32 of 33. They lost both their openers. And Captain Malla, with Kushal Malla, will have to steer this innings forward.
Oh boy.
Wide called. Plenty of wides already.
A couple of balls ago, the reason why I asked if the helmet was impacted, because it ricocheted up into the helmet grill. I thought I was seeing things or hearing things. He loves taking on this left arm spin, Kushal Malla. That is a 6 of some proportions.
If you've known Kushal Malla and his batting, his intent, this is not something that you don't see often. He loves hitting this shot on one knee, swings his bat real hard, and the ball gets deposited out of the ground.
Hitting with anticipated spin. I don't think that's because of the ricochet into the helmet, waiting for the ball to be returned. And Fabian Allen did play against Nepal last year for that West Indies 18 tour. So they're not unfamiliar with him, one of several players.
Beautiful. Lovely shot. Swing of the bat. It's a great sign for Nepal as well to see Kushal Malla back in form, especially in this format of the game. Very handy.
I suppose the question now, Sachin, is for Fabian Allen. What is the weaker area that I can explore? Do I take him wider off stump? Do I come into his feet? His leg side boundary is the shorter of the two square boundaries. Not big by any standards here anyway.
Better length, I think, and what Kushal Malla absolutely loves is some bit of air. So if you're bowling full to him, you'll have to be very careful. Quicker one would be a better option if you're looking to survive against Kushal Malla.
Quick stop there, bro. Yeah, left shot, left middle. Middle.
It's a great over already for Nepal. Rohit Paudel wanted to go inside out. Didn't connect this time. And Rishi, I remember your piece of commentary about the crowd, Nepalese fans in Dallas. And you mentioned that it was one of the highlights of that World Cup in 2024. So you can see the crowd here as well in Sharjah, away from home. So what are your first thoughts of Nepal cricket and the state we are at this point of time?
Well, very excited about it, actually. The passion of the fans that we've seen it domestically when you've played at home as well over social media. So the love for the game is there, and that augurs well for the future. It's a beautiful country. I must visit one day. He's mishit it. There's a young man called Navin Bidesi who at some point will come into the attack, the wrist spinner. For now, though, 9 overs are completed, 55 for 2.
यो डाक्टर नवीनको सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिनेका जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाम
छोरा जन्मिदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles.
A good hard length and well played. So the other thing I like about this Nepalese team is they hit the ball and they're always looking for a single, looking to rotate strike. That comes with risks sometimes, but that's a good characteristic to have, and no doubt Stuart Law, who has coached the West Indies between 2017 and 2018, would know Jason Holder, for example, very well. Not too sure how many others.
No run this time. Absolutely, the boys, they practice real hard. They're very sedulous with their work ethic, and they've surprised a number of international teams with their running between the wickets. Dipender Singh Ari yet to come. Is very swift as well. They surprised even the great Virat Kohli when Nepal played against India in the Asia Cup in 2023. Edge. And bounce. This time it'll only be a single.
Yeah, I think it's a part of the game the West Indies themselves are looking to improve on, because we've got a lot of power hitters in the Caribbean. Not all, but a lot. Sometimes the rotation of strike has been challenging when the boundaries don't flow. So to be able to marry that into a power hitting game, which is essential in T20 cricket, is a good thing, not always an easy thing.
That ability actually helps Nepal in situations like this. The partnership 46 or 42, they have been odd boundaries. With singles and doubles, they love converting singles into doubles, the Nepalese batters. They're on the onside, they're looking for the second run, they'll come back for the second run. They have in fact taken the third run. Great awareness. The fielder didn't give his 100% though, but that has been the attitude, as Ian mentioned. They're always looking to convert singles into doubles, and this time they've stolen the third run.
Lapse in concentration, and that's being kind to Casey Carty. He overran the ball, and you can see Obed McCoy's reaction. He made no effort, Casey Carty, after missing it here, to go back and retrieve it. And absolutely right that the batters spotted the opportunity. And I know a number of teams who would not have stolen a third there. 50 partnership comes up from 44 deliveries.
So overs like this, you see, there are no boundaries yet, but they've already collected 7 runs. So Nepal slowly rebuilding. The question is, can they get to a score somewhere around 150, above that, and give themselves a real chance?
Has he hit it well enough? Holder, just a spectator. Another strike from Kushal Malla over the ropes.
Kushal Malla absolutely living up to his expectation. Was out of the team for a while. His confidence was down, but K has come back really well, and 30 of 18, he still has a long way to go. But shots like these will give you so much of confidence.
It's a lovely way to throw to a pause in the action for Nepal. Lovely partnership, and it is time to have that pause in play with the drinks break.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस् एकै क्लिकमा। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै।
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? Well, we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस् एक क्लिकमा। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै।
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? Well, we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
First to go, Kushal Bhurtel, premeditated. He was frustrated because that's not the kind of start he usually gets. He was struggling, and this was again Asif Sheikh, the second of the opener to be dismissed. And Kisikati eventually held on to it. Now the partnership is already built, 56 of 45. Nepal certainly would want to go north of 140 at least.
Change in bowling with wrist spinner Navin Badesi into the attack, young man from Trinidad. Really came to the limelight during the West Indies Breakout League in the Caribbean earlier this year, and that's exactly what Pardell is integrating there. He bowls a lot of deliveries out of the front of the hand that just slides on to you. A little googly that works for him sometimes, and wicket-to-wicket option. So with Mala striking the ball on the onside so well, and the leg side is a shorter boundary, slightly shorter.
Sweet boy, sweet boy, sweet boy.
Shorter one again. Slided, skidded. It'll be interesting to see if Navin will have the guts, if he shows the guts to go full and give some air to Kushal Malla, because he's vulnerable with that shot as well. Wide. This has been a bit of concern for the West Indies bowling department. Too many extras already. Straight to the fielder. This partnership now 58, but these batters will have to now think and talk what is the exact time that will go full Monty. It's gone for one. Has he connected it well enough? No. A very good catch. Come on! And the bowling change actually works. Wicket in the very first over for Naveen. And Kushal Malla's good start has not been converted.
It's a good catch from Jason Holt, a big man, a tall man. He got down very well. And the first international wicket for Navin Badesi. His year just continues to get better and better. One of the breakout players of the CPL tournament as well as the Breakout League. In Northeast Trinidad, his parents will be celebrating with him. A much needed breakthrough. Malla, Kushal Malla goes for 30. It is now 70 for 3.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप।
Bowling right arm over. Heavy spin boys, heavy spin boys. Electric. Middle one. Thank you. Get another one here now. Get another one here now. Two left.
Rush. Gulshan Jah. He's following his career so far. Gulshan Jah is versatile cricketer. At one point I thought his bowling might have superseded his batting, but under previous coach Monty Desai was given opportunity to bat up the order, and sometimes effectively.
This is how Kushal Malla was dismissed. Was in the slot as well. And converted into a big strike that time, Kushal Malla. And Gulshan, yes, he's been a superstar. He's taken Nepal to victory from very unlikely situations in the past. 11 gone, 71 for 3.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस् एकै क्लिकमा। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै।
A wicket for Hussein Holder and Navin Bidesi. Ramon Simmons is back, the young Barbadian. And Carlos Brathwaite, as we mentioned before, gave him his cap, and left-handed seamer was indifferent in his first over. He holds former West Indies quick bowler Kemar Roach in high esteem, actually, as a hero of his. Kemar Roach, obviously right-handed seamer, and we've told the story in the Caribbean many times that Ramon's actually at a very young age, 8 or 9 years old, started bowling right-handed only because Kemar Roach was his hero. He idolized him, and then I think it was his granddad who said, "Yo, you're left-handed. Put the ball in your left hand and run in and bowl." Lovely young man who bowled with great control in the just concluded CPL in the Caribbean.
Inside edge this time. There is protection. Rohit Paudel will have to play a very sensible innings here. He's got this start again, 26 of 30. It has been a cautious innings by Nepal skipper. But at what point of time will Nepal press on the accelerator? That's the question. They lost 2 wickets very early in the innings. Then a partnership. Now Gulshan has come in, a left-hander replacing the other.
Another good example of taking the single and putting the pressure on the fielder and getting 2 in the end. That's exemplary running so far.
And the awareness of the boys, always looking forward to convert singles into doubles. Again, not the best of fielding pieces you'll see, but the alertness was there, and they stole the second run. Release of some pressure for Nepal.
He's got a nice little slow ball, and is bowled well across phases, Ramon Simmons. So this is another sort of growth experience for him, coming up to this level for the first time. Man, a deep fine leg, very fine since Paudel played that little ramp shot down there early in the innings. Struck it well enough. It's the shorter of the 2 square boundaries. Just 61 meters, but a good strike from Paudel.
This was on the cards. This was certainly on the cards. A shorter one to Rohit Paudel. Pulled it well enough on the middle of the bat. And 65 meter 6. Very well struck by Nepal captain.
I love his composure, Rohit, but I'll always have. Because he's been captain since, what, 2022. And he still has much to do. 82 for 3.
यो डाक्टर नवीन को सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिनेका जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाम
छोरा जन्मिदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Good call to get Gulshan Jha up the order, one left-hander replacing the other. There's no doubt a platform here for Nepal to build from. Going along at just a fraction shy of 7 runs per over. They'll want to build upon that, and that man on your screen is the key. The skipper, Rohit Paudel. And that's why he manipulates the ball into vacant areas so well. That'll be 4. And I've got a man joining me in the commentary box who manipulated the ball to all parts himself. Shard Vasaker, good evening to you, my friend.
Good evening, Andrew. A good shot there behind square by Rohit. Yeah, was drifted down the leg and helped it on its way. Using the pace and over the short fine fielder, 4-4.
Now looks to go the other way. Really high quality batting, and what's even better is the running between the wickets. It's a real trademark of the way in which Nepal play their cricket. Their speed, their dexterity, their athleticism. And Paudel and Irie are probably the quickest two in the entire team.
Absolutely. Nice reverse paddle. Good running between the wicket. Already ready for the 3rd run there, Rohit.
We already saw that once, didn't we? And I think the West Indies are maybe a little shell-shocked by just how quick they are between the wickets. We saw Stuart Law talk in a feature piece with Paul Radley of the National in the build-up to this series about how he wants his side to play their own brand of T20 cricket, not necessarily look to hit big sixes altogether too often, but run well between the wickets, manipulate the ball into the gaps. And look for the occasional big one, but this time he's holed out. And it's 2 for the debutant. We saw Holder roar when he took the first catch, but that's a big, big moment as the captain falls.
You went for the big heave. Went for the longer side, Rohit. Could time it well enough. Was building on well. See there, a length ball tried to go over mid-wicket.
I think it's Akeem August who's taken the catch, so the debutants are combining and the future looking bright for the West Indies. Paudel's gone for 38, 89 for 4.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
Keep going up, keep going up. 2 more. Right arm over. Good balls, boy, good balls, boy. Keep pitching, brother, keep pitching, brother.
Captain replaced by the vice-captain. In comes Dipender Singh Uri. He's played more T20 internationals than any other Nepal player. And he's very nearly been cleaned up first ball. And the keeper, Jangu, feels as though he might still be dismissed. Swift piece of glove work as Irie kept his foot in place.
Now would be a very interesting replay. It's the first ball Dipendra faced.
I think it might have been the googly we heard Ian Bishop talk about. He's not necessarily a huge turner of the ball, but he does have that variety. It's a modern way, isn't it, for a wrist spinner? They grow up in this diet of T20 cricket, probably not trying to turn too many. Big aggressive stroke, wasn't it, from Irie from his very first delivery? Has he been able to get that foot back? Yeah, it looks like he's comfortably back. Might just check the front foot as well, of course.
That seems to be safe.
My big question to you, Sharad, is there a single West Indian fan in this ground outside of maybe our two co-commentators? It's a sea of blue and red.
Absolutely, haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We always just check the front foot and indeed the method of appeal for the dismissal as well. I think safely home, and I suspect that's what our third umpire, Vinay Kumar Jha, will say in a moment's time. Sharad, this is a huge series, isn't it? Can you get across the anticipation back home in Nepal?
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, like, everyone would be watching this game. It's a weekend, Saturday, a holiday, so everyone would be glued in their TV screens, their mobiles and their laptops. You see there, Dipendra getting the foot back, right back behind that line, and not out is given.
Yeah, the correct decision, no doubt about that, and good use of the technology as well. Happy faces up in the crowd. Oh, there's a West Indian fan. We've spotted one in the bottom left, and he's
Good
got
eyesight, Andrew.
He's got the top on too. It's like that Where's Waldo game, isn't it? There's one. There is just one.
Good dodge, boy.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
To Nepal, whether they're overseas or whether, like me, has been somewhat adopted, there are hopes of better times ahead, Sharad.
Absolutely. Things are getting back to normal, and it's Dosai time now. It's festival time for Nepal, and you can see it in the crowd as well.
Not quite the big day yet, is it? The big day, I think, is next week for Tika.
Yeah, it's coming up very soon. That's the main day, Dosera time.
Now Jha tries to go downtown. He's got a good piece of this. It just keeps going and going and gone. I think long on thought for all money it was coming straight to him, Obed McCoy, but the power, the strength of Gulshan Jha muscles it for six.
The long levers coming in handy again. Gulshan Jha just swings it hard. Those long levers went really high. Just over the ropes.
Sharad, that ball must have gone as high as it went long. It must have gone 80 metres long and 90 metres high. What a strike, audacious from Gulshan Jha.
Gave it a full swing, didn't he? Nearly on that lights level. That's his go-to shot over long on and mid-wicket. Connects it well.
Now's the time for Dipender Singh Irie to compliment Gulshan Jha. Doesn't need to look for the big shots, but needs to rotate the strike, get the ones and twos that he does well.
Yeah, a single after that big shot. And now Dipender on strike. He doesn't have much time either. Still yet to get off the mark. Key player in this side.
Yes, man!
Now, big appeal. It's a stifled appeal, almost a delayed one. And it's coming from Jangu rather than the captain. On his captaincy debut, Akil Hussain. Keeper was convinced, everyone else uninterested.
Was sort of a half-hearted appeal there.
just wonder, as Dipender Singh Ari got away with one there, it would have been a fourth ball duck. He's off the mark now. Certainly Django was convinced.
Yeah, looked close, coming wide of the crease, angled it in, just holding the line, and there was a deflection, but very hard to say from up here.
Just wonder if he might have hit his pad. Cut away, well in front to square. Should be plenty of time for two. In fact, Dipender Singh Ari, well, it's almost a walk or a canter or a trot for him. He's that quick. 14 bowled, 99 for 4.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Sharjah, the shades of Kathmandu or Lalitpur, right here in one of the 7 Emirates. Great atmosphere building up. We're seeing a young leg spinner start really, really well in international cricket. Nepal have had their problems against wrist spin in particular.
Yeah, that's right. Playing spinners has been their strength in the past, but recent times, see, they're giving some wickets away to the spinners as well. And there it goes through the gate, just missing the stumps.
Well, this is a beauty, and this is a very special piece of bowling. It has done everything but bowl him. It has only missed for one reason, Sharad, and that's height. He's quite a tall young man. It's that extra bit of bounce, and I don't think it's been picked. It's a very good googly.
Big shot, boys.
Absolutely, he didn't pick that one. Was trying to force it through the offside against the spin. Was really surprised there. How did it miss the stumps?
It's such a good googly because you will tend to think as a batter, you're told by your coach to watch for the palm of the hand or the ball coming from the back of the hand. But have a look at this here. Very hard to pick. It all comes in a flash.
Yeah, he has a very quick arm action. Naveen just went missing those top of the off stump.
Yeah, that wide has brought the 100 up. That's why there was ripples of cheers. There is always here at Sharjah the opportunity to go large in the slog overs, the final 5, if you will, Sharad. They have a platform, but they're going to need plenty more than they have. And Irie has those fast hands, and they're fast enough to get 6. Didn't clear deep backward square by much, but it cleared him by enough. A first maximum for the vice captain.
How did he connect that? It was just a merry flick behind square. Timed it well enough. Just evading that high jump of McCoy.
The second time McCoy's been in the deep and cannot believe the catch hasn't gone to hand. That one that Gulshan Jah got down over long on, and now the one deep backward square. It's that little kind of almost in-swingery bowls. I never bowled that one, Sharon, I promise.
Yeah, looks to give some pace on the ball. Was it very flat? And Dipender enjoying that square region.
These two met in the Cricket World Cup qualifier 2 years ago. I remember after that game vividly, the West Indies sides giving lots of advice back. Then we saw the West Indies tour, Raymond Simmons, of course, playing in the Nepal Premier League for the Lumbini Lions. I don't think his captain, Rohit Paudel, will have minded hitting him for 6. The Lions skipper. Great relationship has built up between these two countries. As that closes out Badesi's 3rd, it's 108 for 4. We also saw a lovely moment with Brian Lara coming to Nepal and also posting a message of support for this series.
Absolutely, the legend himself coming over to Nepal, and things were built on from there. And this has
Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Nepal all the way down in 18th, so a 12-spot gap between these two sides. And that will just give you a little semblance of the picture of the scale of the challenge for Nepal throughout this inaugural Unity Cup as Jason Holder returns to the attack.
Guiding that behind point for a run. Still taking his time, Deependra.
This is a table that Stuart Law will be aspiring to get up and kind of maybe not just into the top 15, maybe the top 10 in times ahead, particularly if they can get more games against the full members.
Absolutely, and they need a win or two to get up, to climb up that ladder. This is a good opportunity today, the first game of the series.
There'll be so many eyes on Muscat in just 2 weeks' time. There from it's October 8th through to 17th. 9 teams playing out for the 3 final T20 World Cup spots. As this one beats the outside edge. The Africa qualifier is ongoing right now. Zimbabwe and Namibia have had a really hot start. Don't rule out Nigeria, of course, as well. They had a big win on the opening day too. But you just get a sense that there's a growing belief in this young Nepal side. Back-to-back World Cups would be a big achievement.
Absolutely. Everyone back home would love to get qualified, Nepal qualified. They are having good preparations in the last couple of months too.
That's the platform we were talking about, that they've got to think about 10 runs and over here in these last 5. It's got to drive up towards that 160 marker to have a realistic chance of defending, you'd say, Sharad.
Absolutely. It has to be above 50 at least, and they have some batting left in the bench. Sandeep Johra, the informed Sandeep Johra, who played very well again for Nepal A, and also Karan Casey.
I suppose one of the fascinating things for me about watching Nepal's evolution over recent years, the Desai era, now into the Law era. Holder nails that Yorker. Irie does well. He wants to. Jazz says no. Is that flexibility that Nepal have always had. So many of their players can bat and bowl in multiple positions. It's almost impossible to guess who's going to be coming in next. Karan KC could even be sent in up the order.
Absolutely. Depends upon who the bowlers will be bowling next. And you could see there
the real 2 bowlers alongside Budesi that Nepal have struggled with, Akil Hussain and Jason Holder, world class.
Absolutely, and the way he has pulled the length back, all experience coming into play, and running the fingers over the ball as well in this wicket.
A great mix of the Yorkers and then the shorter deliveries. Long way to go to get up towards that 170 plus. Outstanding. This is really, really impressive from Jason Holder. Just couldn't lay a bat on that over, only 3 from it. It's 111 for 4.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस् एकै क्लिकमा। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै।
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Navin Badesi for his final over. He's bowled well actually for someone on international debut. Generally bowls a good length. And as we've stressed before, bowls a nice one out of the front of the hand. Again like that, and then a googly leg spinner. Doesn't turn a great deal. Your thoughts, Carlos?
Yeah, it's been good to watch. refreshing actually. So many years now we've called for that wrist spin addition to West Indies, especially in white ball cricket. We know the ability to take wickets. He's also proved that he can be economical, only going for 20 and 4 balls to go in his spell. So
might be big enough from Gulshan Jha. He strikes a long ball.
this is quality. He rocked back. So many players would try to hit that through the leg side, but he slapped it straight. Always aim for that sight screen, and that he did.
Tough job. Jason Holder has another over up his sleeve. Obed McCoy is another option, as well as Ramon Simmons to close out the back end of the innings. There, one available for Holder. Simmons has a couple. Obed McCoy has a couple available. Another wide. He just tried to take him wide to stay away from that lovely bat swing of Gulshan Jha.
Yeah, and the 6 was also away from him, and he slapped it straight against going leg side. So he realized he has to go a little bit further up the arc, but too far on that occasion.
Not hit that one well enough. Just Casey Carty, just he makes simple things look difficult. And this is some debut in senior colours for Navin Bidesi. His 3rd wicket.
He's stuck to his guns, Bidesi. He's kept it wide. Slammed for 6 couple balls ago, but stuck to it and now rewarded. It was a very exciting reward on the end from Casey Carty. Should have been a regulation. But raise your hand in applause, young man. You've been excellent today on debut. Gulshan Jha was exciting while he lasted. 22 he got, 119 for 5 Nepal.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
One left. Right arm over. One more. Ball up, ball up. Tell him don't slip. Tell him don't slip now, then. Straight and slip here now.
Sandeep Johra is the new batter. Wide, another wide signal. That's the only little blemish on Bidesi tonight, but that's expected in his first senior game. What was the line of it? That's critical. He was going across him quite often, yes. And sticking, as Carlos said, to his strengths.
Yeah, it's been a good watch. I think West Indies have unearthed a leg spinner. It's a tick for the breakout league, where a leg spinner was forced to be a part of a team and bowl. And Bidesi is showing a kiss to the sky. Good start, young man. 17 overs gone, 121 for 5 Nepal.
Fair and Handsome बनेको छ Smart and Handsome brightening cream and face wash with nature and science. Natsai reduces dark spots, gives instant brighter look. Smart and Handsome.
हरेक दिन handsome code.
हामी हौ KIEC अब्रोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसन को लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम अस्ट्रेलिया UK US क्यानाडा न्यूजीलैंड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई आउने हैन त KIEC
Here in Sharjah, teams have gone at over 11 and over in this what we call death phase, over 16 to 20. Can Nepal do that? Obed McCoy is back. And for him, he was a leading wicket taker against Nepal last year when the West Indies A went to Nepal. But he's been plagued by injuries, Carlos, as you know. So sort of every outing is, can I set a standard, a mark to reintegrate myself with my slower balls and my wide deliveries at this stage? Yeah, looks like a little bit of pace off then.
Yeah, difficult to say in the middle of a T20 series, but I think first class cricket would help Obed McCoy so much. Just for the volume of deliveries, he'd have the ball at top pace, hitting a good line and length. We all know the value and the quality of his slow balls. To deceive the best on his day. However, if you're up at 140 and close to 145, which he's been in the past, and then you go down to 110, it's such a more difficult proposition than hovering around 129, 131, and then going down to 110, something he's struggled with when he hasn't bowled a lot.
It's very good in terms of length, and it looked to nip back. Uncomfortable. Yeah, very, very good delivery.
Yeah, and he has so many tricks up his sleeve, Obed. He can swing the ball back, he can seam the ball back like he did just now, and he has the slow ball when he goes off break, going away from the right hand, and he has the back of the hand slow ball, just to put it together consistently.
I'm searching for that Yorker there. Just saw that graphic on the bottom left of our screen. Sterling work done by our statistician, recording the death overs average run rate this year here. Of course, it doesn't stand true that it'll happen every time. Different teams. And this is a authentic West Indies team, but bereft of a number of their first choice players. But Nepal, for all intents and purposes, are playing against the West Indies. And so any sort of victory they can gather against this team, history will show it as the West Indies. And similarly, what's the goal for Ogis and the many new faces in this West Indies team? Totem pole. Is it looking towards the World Cup and then winning, or vice versa?
I think it's winning first. I think West Indies needs to breed a culture, a new culture of winning. Every time you step on the park in maroon, you win.
Not hit well enough. Oh yes, it's parried over. Think it might be Jewel Andrew. Young Antiguan will be very disappointed not to hold on to that, but Nepal supporters are jumping.
Obed McCoy thought he had a wicket. I think slightly misjudged. Ended up being full stretch above his head. Should be taken at this level. And yeah, that confirms it. Falling over for 6. So joy for the Nepalese fans. And it'll be disappointment for Obed McCoy. Yet to pick up a wicket in this game.
Get the best value.
Jason Holder. He was good in his previous over. Can he finish it? Again, the running is excellent.
Yeah, they've stuck to what they know best. Nepal running hard between the wickets. They've been very good at it, turning 2s into 3s even, at least on one occasion. But you asked the question last over, Bishop, but what is the main focus? I think when you find a culture where you have to win, then players start to realize I need to be selfless because it's all about winning. As soon as we start to prioritize player performance, it can be to the detriment of the team. Development is very important, and that's why these guys have the opportunity to talk about breakout leagues, to talk about CPL experience. Now you're here in Maroon, it's about winning games. You find a chance and a way to win games from any position. You write yourself into the chance to making a selection for a World Cup, another series, a full strength team. And one thing that we need to get better at as a West Indies unit is problem solving. So although it may not be ideal, how can we come out the other side with a W? I think that is paramount.
If he goes wide of off stump, because he set that man out there and taken, he just shifted Badesi into that straightish extra cover area just before that ball was served up, and the planners worked for the excellent Jason Holder. And that's how to catch Joel Andrew and Casey Carty.
The planning has been good from West Indies. Good field setting, as you mentioned. Last ball, Badesi was sent back, and he still stayed 5 steps off, wary of the 2, and turned it into a catching opportunity. Jason Holder rewarded again for good consistency. Nepal 135 for 6.
Thank you. 3 left.
Sampal Kani. You can hear the call for 2 again. Shouldn't be.
Back up.
Yeah. I think the real challenge will come with the bat, because there's a number of inexperienced players trying to find a synergy and batting together for the West Indies at this level. So if Nepal, say, can get close to 145, 150 with their bowling attack, West Indies will have their work cut out with the new faces, especially in and amongst Kyle Mayers and Holder, who have experience with the bat. Fabian Allen.
And I think it's very important that those guys that you know call stand up and be counted for. They need to be the ones to get the bulk of the runs. Akil Hossain, they're presenting the cap for Amir Jangu. Hakeem Ogis, Jason Holder to Navin Badesi. I had the privilege of presenting to Ramon Simmons. Stupendous! Kareem Agor making an impact. That is a tremendous catch. Firstly, to make the ground and to dive low and laterally and scoop it up. And a smile to boot, not from the Nepal fans.
Well, he's taken a catch now for 2 international nations. He's played for the USA, and I'm sure he's taken a catch there. It was outstanding. Outstanding. Fabian Allen would be proud of that. Perhaps West Indies' best fielder, Fabian Allen. He leaves the ground here, and he's almost parallel and in the air when the ball hits his hand. That is a standard Jason Holder is saying that is set for the rest of this tour. As a Sundeep Jora goes for 9, it is now 136 for 7.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप.
Coming over. One more.
Holder. Another one. Another one for Jason Holder. He's having a wonderful evening and setting the standard for the rest of the bowlers and the fielders in the team.
This is why Jason Holder is here, folks. Personal performance, he's been exceptional in the Caribbean Premier League for a while now. And he's leading, albeit not as captain, but he's showing and setting the standard. 4 for 20 off his quota. And he's brought West Indies a little bit closer to where they'd want to be in these death overs. First ball dot for Karan KC, 136 for 8 Nepal.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
Coming left arm over the wicket.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone. Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Get the best value American dish.
There's a good call on the wicket actually by Carlos. That might be tight. No, he gets home again. Good running. And the previous wicket, though, was a much calmer affair. Yeah, most T20 wickets this year. Another one to the compilation for Jason Holder. 74 in T20s this year. The leader in T20 cricket. And you're right, he bowled well again in CPL and batted well and led reasonably well.
Yeah, I'd say since the captaincy has been relinquished of the captaincy, there's be a smiling enjoyment around the game of Jason Holder, a refreshed, rebooted, reinvigorated Jason Holder. And that's why I think he's so important in this series, not only for himself and his personal performances, his personal goals. But to kind of build a demeanor in the dressing room that you would want, to set the standard for young players so they can see firsthand what is needed to succeed at the highest level. And obviously if you can take 4 for 20 in each game, you take that as well.
Leg stick.
As we saw in that previous delivery, he's got the option of going wide if he wants to, as he did previously with a deep backward point, deep extra cover. That is a top shot. It truly is good ball striking to use the feet and take that wide side of the field out of play.
Lots to love about this. Cut the angle, advance down the track, give himself a slight bit of room on the advance, and able to pongo it straight down the field for maximum.
There's more room wide for Obed McCoy to go if he chooses. Aim for that blue line outside off stump if he can. That's good. Yeah, your call on the Karima Gore catch was with as much enthusiasm I had back in 2016 when you hit those 4 sixes to take West Indies to their second World Cup. And you captained the West Indies post that period. Yeah, sixes, Carlos Brathwaite, renowned for that. Those sixes, 8 sixes, 6 fours. And now have transitioned seamlessly into the broadcasting booth, although you're still dabbling in playing games of T20 cricket. Should be a wicket. I say should. Jewel Andrew. Oh, goodness me. No, 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 Jewel. That's feel should have been routine. 20 overs now completed, and Nepal end at 148 for 8.
We call it a dolly in the Caribbean. Some would say a mannequin. Should be as straightforward as they come and grasped. And folks, we've seen this. You drop the very last, drop a catch off your last delivery. They managed to get 2 Every run in T20 cricket is important. It's been a good finish by the West Indies. Not the best catching effort by Joel Andrew. Dropped 2 off Obed McCoy. But the West Indies will be happy with chasing 149 to win.
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? Well, we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
Left arm spin, that was a good matchup for him. Everyone contributed going all the way down. A few cameos from Gulshan, Dipendra Singh Airi. And all told, 148 for 8 Nepal.
Jason Holder's name stands out with 4 for 20. Bowled well across the phases. Navin Badesi has continued to set tongues wagging, 3 for 29 on T20 international debut. And Akil Hussain also outstanding, 1 for 18. But runs on the board here against the West Indies unit that has 4 debutants and some inexperience. Let's join Lenny's downstairs, and he has one of the players with him.
Gulshan, thanks for joining us. What was the experience like out there? An amazing crowd.
It was really fun playing with them. So we are already very much excited for the series. So it's just great.
You hit 2 very big sixes. Is that an area of the ground you were looking to target?
Not at all. Boundary is not that much big, so I'm just waiting for my zone ball. So I go for it.
Tell me about the second innings, 147 on the board. Do you think that can be enough if you bowl and field very well?
Yeah, I think it's a good total to defend on. So let's go. And it will be a team effort.
Okay, Gulshan, very best of luck in the second innings.
Thank you.
Good young player, Gulshan Jah. Well, the West Indies have a test on their hands. Akil Hussain's men need 149 to try to win this contest. We'll take a short break and we'll be back here at Sharjah with much more. Don't go away.
Unity Cup, Nepal versus West Indies, powered by Extreme Energy Drink, in association with Coca-Cola, NASA Securities, Lovey Hospitality Group, associate sponsors, Bajaj Pulsar, Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles, E-Sewa, supported by Model Institute of Technology MIT, Nepal Airlines, Nepal Tourism Board, Bardhan IVF Nepal, Vivo, broadcasted by Routine of Nepal Bandhan.
यो डाक्टर नवीन को सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिने घर जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छन् कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाम
छोरा जन्मिदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
हामी हौ KIEC अब्रोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसनको लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम अस्ट्रेलिया UK US क्यानाडा न्युजिल्यान्ड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई आउने हैन त KIEC
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या SS ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
ब्रदर KFC मा केही गोल्ड छ भने देखाउनुस् न प्लिज
Introducing the KFC Gold Edition, a taste like never before. The best of KFC, topped with melting cheese gold.
त्यो गोल्ड भन्दा नि दामी रहेछ अनि मेरो नक्कली भन्दा दामी रहेछ भाइ
Fair and Handsome बनेको छ Smart and Handsome brightening cream and face wash with nature and science. Natsa reduces dark spots, gives instant brighter look. Smart and Handsome.
हरेक दिन
Handsome code.
Hi, I'm Ronishma. पुरा नाम भन्यो भने सोशल मिडियामा स्टक गर्छौ तर अहिले मलाई मेरो करियरमा फोकस गर्नु छ र हजुरहरूले पनि गर्नुपर्छ किनभने जानु छ अब्रॉड जस्तै अस्ट्रेलियामा डेटा साइन्स युएसए मा आईटी या युके मा बिजनेस त्यसैले ग्लोबल रिचलाई गर्नुहोस् राइट स्वाइप कहाँ पढ्नुहुन्छ के पढ्नुहुन्छ कुन युनिभर्सिटी भिजा कसरी सबै ग्लोबल रिचले हेर्छ
हामी हौ KIEC अपलोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसन को लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम अस्ट्रेलिया UK US क्यानाडा न्यूजीलैंड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई आउने हैन त KIEC
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस्
Gives you this real idea what happens sometimes in the tunnel. Messi also talking to some of the opponents. Some of them he's seen in the World Cup when Saudi beat Argentina actually 2-1. Captains Ronaldo and Marquinhos leading out their teams with the referees Phil Shane. Brilliant moments prior to a match. Heart rate is up, butterfly in the stomachs, regardless if this is friendly or not. Reputations at stake, in particular for the two goals.
What a show.